Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Suzerain, a choose-your-own-adventure, role-playing, visual novel type game. We are playing in the 2.0 update, which recently just came out. We're kind of trying to be a little bit more of a bad leader, but not over the top, I guess. I've sort of resigned myself to the fact that I'm probably going to be somewhat pragmatic in this playthrough. While not being a true champion of liberty by any means, we're certainly not going to maybe be stupid. I don't know. Our constitutional reforms, which we've submitted, may be a little bit rash. We're trying to set up a veto for the presidency, or limit my veto powers. So that's a little less dictatorial. We're trying to remove the Supreme Court's ability to dictate constitutional amendments. We're trying to remove the ability to impeach the President of the United States, so that's fairly dictatorial. Appointment of ministers will be given a confidence vote from the Grand Assembly, so kind of like a confirmation. They don't get to pick the individuals, but they get to approve them, kind of. So that's less dictatorial, so a little bit inconsistent there. No changes to the election thresholds. Presidential decrees will require an enabling act from the Grand Assembly. So a little bit of a limitation on the presidency, no term limits. So again, that's something that's less democratic. No changes to the ability to impeach the justices. So Constitution gives the justices Supreme Court absolute immunity before the law and describes no procedure for impeachment. Oh, I thought I said I wanted to be able to impeach the judges. I didn't realize I didn't do that one. And then no changes to President Sol's status. But we are in the first, or I guess I don't know if there's more than one, but we're in the budget phase. So we have to pick what we want to spend more money on. So let's go do some budget stuff. The preparations for the government budget were finished. Most of the cabinet gathered in the White Room for the important occasion. Nearly half a year had passed since my inauguration. The cabinet looked overworked. I would like to use this opportunity for a statement, and now the moment we've all been waiting for. Welcome, everybody. It's great to see you. Let's issue a statement to the cabinet. We're doing great work, and this is just the beginning. There will be many more good things to come. Years ago, all of us gathered to change the course of history. Now I'm proud of what we achieved and what is to come. Which is more inspiring, right? I guess number 2. Okay, so some of our folks, Manager, Whiskey, and Vector, are out on trade talks. Oh yeah, we banned the Red Youth. Lol, lol, lol. Ladies, let's leave the extraneous chit-chat for afternoon tea. Wow, that was a little bit sexist there, Lucian, or certainly degrading, regardless of whether it was intended to be sexist or not. If you have problems with the ban, call a separate meeting with me. Thanks to Simon's expertise, I'm sure we'll all achieve great things today. Thank you for the compliment. Today is a big day. We must prioritize our spending wisely in order to achieve the goals we set as a government. While maintaining enough political support, if I might add, promises were made during the election. There's 3 options regarding the budgeting of the 4 main branches of the government. It's either we increase, maintain, or decrease the funding. Increasing will result in an improvement of the branch, which will unlock new policy options. Maintaining will keep funding requests and no visible change. And decreasing causes a loss of efficiency in that branch. Can we rely on the private sector to support us? I'm sure we can do that to a certain extent in some branches like education and health. Universal healthcare system must be protected and not tainted by private greed or interests. We need to be considerate when making such grand choices. Okay. All right. As we manage the government budget, we can go into debt to invest in different branches. However, under these circumstances, it would worsen the economic crisis if we push it too far. It's difficult for us to raise debt with the current unhealthy economy, but we can increase the amount of debt we can take as the economy improves. I'm willing to spend more if it's wisely spent. Given the current state of the country, improving economic situation and political priority right now. Okay. Let's talk about the military. We should increase spending on the military. If they don't make a move against Sordland in the next 2 to 3 years, my name's not Joseph Lancia. All right, dude, let's not go off the chain. Ciara, I hate to break it to you, but while education is important, if you don't have a country, you don't have education, so. That we are ready to defend our nation, Miss Valda. Okay. People elected us for a reason. We will answer their needs. All right, so I'm inclined to increase the military budget. I don't know what else we will touch, but we'll take a look here. Healthcare system is vast and provides free service to most citizens. Law enforcement. I'm probably going to maintain law enforcement. Okay. I don't trust Nia to have a police of her own because she knows that we're trying to minimize the Supreme Court and increase our own power. Education system is lacking. Protect our future. Yeah, I think I'm going to side with Leals. I'll think about it. Let's make a decision. Healthcare. You can distribute the budget between 4 branches below. Increasing the budget will result in an improvement of the branch, while may also unlock new policy options. Maintaining will result in no visible changes. Decreasing may result in a loss in efficiency. So I think... Let's maintain healthcare. Maintain law and order. Decrease education, maybe? Can we privatize it somewhat? And increase the military? I don't know if this is a good idea, but we'll see. Increase military, decrease education, maintain healthcare, and maintain law enforcement. I'd cut law enforcement except for the fact that we're dealing with a lot of riots and other things like that. We have a deficit on our hands. We'll need to resort to debt to finance further installments. Okay. I suppose we'll have to make do with what we have. This is not the best situation. We don't have money to increase everybody's resources. I'm sorry. A reduction? This is the opposite of what we need. Of course, everybody wants money. Thank you for your confidence in me, but without extra funding, we'll have to make sacrifices. It's an honor to serve a president that respects the military. Hooray! Okay. I don't have enough money to increase everybody's budget. Sorry, guys. We're in debt. -1 government funding. Do I ever get more funding? Like, does it ever go up? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry to cut education. That's not great. I know. I know. I wonder if I had not spent on some of the other projects that we spent on, if I could have then funded the budget to a more, like, I wonder where you get the most bang for your buck, right? Like when you get options that pop up and it say like, let's increase funding here or there. And then when you go through the budget, if it pulls directly from this government budget here, then I'm curious, where would it be better to not spend on any of those individual side projects and only spend on the budget items? I'm curious. I've been able to get 87 signatures behind the reform process. Okay. Ooh, chapter 2, a new Sordland. Okay, what's all going on now? Massive network of BFF priests discovered. Okay. Terrorist organization on the rise. Narble education is poor. We already knew that. Central Bank of Sordland issues a warning regarding the extensive government budget deficit that has occurred in the first year of the administration. It's only -1. It's not that large. Come on. General Staff's performed an analysis of our borders to assess the military defense capabilities against potential Rumberg attack. The results show the military equipment is outdated and needs replacement. Well, there's a good reason I spent more money on the military this year. Great. They want more money for a new airport? Guys, we're already in debt. I need more money, not more problems. Offshore oil drilling. Hopefully they don't have a Deepwater Horizon. Some unidentified object. Okay, what's next? Workers' Rights Act. Section 1 of the bill sets groundwork for fair compensation by establishing a minimum wage of 2.5 sword per hour. This serves as a benchmark for fair and equitable pay, ensuring that no worker in Sordland is compensated below this rate. Section 2 addresses the issues of excessive labor, setting a maximum limit of 60 hours per week. Section 3 introduces the concept of double overtime pay. Section 4 focuses on worker safety and humane. Section 5 extends these... Guys, I'm already in debt. I'm sorry. I have to veto this. I'm already in debt. I've got to be... I hate that I'm, turning down workers, but... great BFF propaganda, but I don't have the money. Unless I can get some, outside cash. Budget allocation of law enforcement. Didn't I already do that? Walk in the evening with Monica. Regional investment decision. Guest manager and Simon Hall have prepared an extensive regional investing package to revitalize one of the top 3 economically fragile regions by boosting the municipality budgets, providing large sums of business grants, and giving cheap loans to companies with liquidity problems. The proposals can be implemented in one of the following regions. Sorry guys, I don't have any cash to give you. This episode is just going to be me saying, no, I don't have money. Nia entered and took a seat in front of my desk. Lyles was absent. Lyles will be late. Apparently there was an urgent matter at the ministry. Very well. Let's wait. While we wait, why don't we have a little chat? A chat about a so-called reform package. Sure, let's have a chat. You're repeating Soul's mistakes again. This is not what we were elected for. You don't agree with my decision? Was I not clear enough? I keep thinking about it, and I come to the same conclusion every time. There's no way I can get behind this. Don't forget, I have a vote in the court. I'm doing all this for the well-being of Sordland. I'm sorry for being late. There was an important matter at the ministry. The security forces of Bergia are arbitrarily not cooperating with my department and created some minor annoyances. Unfortunately, due to my limited authority in the special zone of Bergia, I cannot control their operations. Luckily, they didn't completely botch their tasks and actually uncovered a large network of priests that are recruiting Bergians for the Blutish Freedom Front. This sounds very significant. Do you want to explain more? The issue is a miscommunication about an ongoing investigation inside Bergia, but as I said, it didn't affect the results in a negative way. The investigation itself, however, revealed some troubling facts. We suspect the existence of a massive network of BFF-aligned priests currently serving in Bergia. We've discovered that most of the existing Golconist sanctuaries and communities inside Bergia indeed are working directly for the BFF. Several reports also point to a possible infiltration of the Dasanurist and Verkist communities by these Golconist sects. May the divine God forgive us if this is true. This is worrying news. Keep following the lead. We cannot let these sects divide our country. Well then, let's get straight to it. War brings an influx of cash. Probably the opposite of that, Sandar. Provide a brief update on the situation of law enforcement. Go ahead. Ministry of Justice and the Supreme Court is working in close collaboration with the Ministry of the Interior to address the protests in the country. I must add, thanks to the hard work of our judiciary, the law enforcement forces assigned to my ministry are doing their jobs effectively. Okay, Leels, I'm sure you want credit and you don't want to give it to Nia. Many in the Ministry of Justice hope for an increase and we're not satisfied with the decision. Regardless, this means that we'll have to deal with a growing court backlog. It's manageable, but it'll be a challenge for sure. I had to make sacrifices for the good of Sordland. These sacrifices might be very damaging to the structural integrity of Sordland. That remains to be seen, but the ripples are already being felt across the country. I hope this decision is not the beginning of something bad. Okay. So you didn't really tell me much of anything. The ministry is a backlog. They're arguing. Leal's uncovered some plot. BFS is using schools to recruit and train militants, so we've got a infiltration or a insurgency going on. And now let's go take a walk with our wife. Frank was at a friend's and Deanna's was at an art class. Monica and I decided to go out for a walk before dinner. Our favorite place for a stroll was the nearby Capitol Park, the largest green space in all of Holsword. Before the children were born, we had spent many evenings engaged in deep conversation along the Riverside Promenade. Another favored path through the woods behind the presidential housing complex to a private pond where the children could swim in summer. I was told that Sol himself had built it. The benefits of being president. Monica met me by the door as we put our coats and hats on. I was going to suggest we walk to Source Square, but the guards told me it had been closed for another protest. I wonder who they're protesting this time. Must be those darn communists again. Common thugs, I'll make sure they're punished. What does it matter? They're two sides of the same coin. For good reason. In any case, where should we go? Nonsense. We have our guards. There's nothing to be afraid of. Let's go to Capitol Park. So how was your day? How was yours? Avoiding my questions, are we? Very well. It was fine. I caught up on some reading while the children were at school. As we reached the river, we saw Ioannis Krona, the former Minister of Justice, walking the opposite direction. I remembered that Nie Morgana used to be his vice minister. He gave us a quick nod of acknowledgement. Ioannis had once fought hard and strong against Sol's judiciary reforms, but after years of government blocking his every move, he gave up his ideals and became part of the administration. What do our ideals really mean if they could be changed so easily? What about the people we idolize? Evelyn also came around for tea. She says hi. She was feeling rather low, though. Apparently, she and Peter had a bit of a disagreement. Peter's in the doghouse again? How'd it happen? Apparently, he had too much whiskey, as usual, and didn't behave when Evelyn's father was over for dinner yesterday. You know, Peter, what do you think of this? That's Peter, perpetually pickled. I'll have a talk with him. Good. Evelyn seemed close to tears. Aren't you glad you and I don't have those kind of quarrels? Oh no! She's not saying anything. What happened at the Whole Sword Post? Fired for supporting Alfonso? Huh. She had it coming. She had it coming. Maybe he didn't try hard enough. I don't think anything would have worked. It was a sad day for the freedom of press in Sordland. But enough about the Vectorns. I also spoke to Janice on the phone. Oh, Janice. Right. You remember my friend from university. We're in the Swordist literature class together. A few years younger than me, red hair, scar on the forehead. We had dinner with her and her husband once or twice. Neither the name nor the description rang a bell. Right. That Janice. Anyway, she's been working as an executive assistant at the Violet Pictures film studio. She recently became pregnant and asked her boss for paid maternity leave. And guess what? She was fired for it. After asking for maternity leave? That's terrible. I know. I was beside myself when she told me. That's not all. They immediately replaced her with a younger, less experienced man, the son of an executive, no less. It's utterly ridiculous. I'm happy you agree with me. As it happens, another friend works for a television station that's hiring secretaries, so I connected the two of them. doesn't solve the deeper problem, though. Women in this country are still seen as wives and mothers first, and human beings second. They're harassed at work, underpaid, blocked from promotions of power, and those are the lucky ones. Go on. Okay. I know that the mayor of Enrica, Curtin Lesty, will be delivering a speech at the annual opening of the Benefi Festival. My wish is to take his place and deliver the speech instead. Lesty was one of Sordland's most influential politicians. He had started his career in Benefi before rising to power in Enrica. Benefi's current mayor had personally invited him to make the opening speech. Replacing him with Monica would likely anger him. Probably not enough to cause a huge incident, but enough that he might use his influence over the conservatives to block me in the assembly. Okay. Does it have to be at the festival? Why can't you make your speech another time? Monica, it's bad politics if I let you replace him. It's going to make things hard for me and the Conservative Party. Can't we do this another time? Sorry. I did say I was going to be a dictator. I can't make Curtin Lesty angry. What little trouble that has caused us in the short term is nothing compared to the lasting positive change it'll bring, not just for women, but for all of Sordland. I don't think so. I'm sorry, Monica. I'm sorry. Oh no. What was that? Nationwide something? Religious violence. Okay. Hey, look, the economy is leveled off. That's good. The economy is slowly recovering. But now we've got this terrorist thing. Terrorism. General Staff commends the administration. Camp Strongarm, that's hilarious. What a name for a military camp. Thanks for the follow, Zig and Q Hulin. Appreciate the support. All right, what are we doing in Lockhaven? Changes to the tax system. Fuck. It's gonna cost budget, isn't it? Tracing back the paths of the ships, I looked in the harbor. Lockhaven was home to one of the world's largest harbors in the entire continent. All right. It's great to see you all again. Okay. I didn't want to hamper our businesses and their employment drive. First of all, I would like to thank everybody here for the work on our tax system reform. We all know how complicated our current system is, and this work wouldn't be possible without you. The ultimate goal here is to end the recession. Before we move ahead and start formulating a plan, we need to determine our direction, Mr. President. We have a few possibilities as a result in the work we have done so far. We can increase, maintain, or decrease the taxes for large corporations. I believe some of us in the room have a few strong opinions about this. In parallel, we can increase, maintain, or decrease the taxes for small and medium businesses. Let's start with the large corporations and move on to small businesses. What's the outcome if we increase taxes? It's not an option at this point. Our economy is in shambles. Taking what's remaining from the businesses will destroy their economic future. So we can't do it. It's not a possibility unless we try and balance it with a tax decrease for small and medium businesses. I don't advise this, though. Okay. Goes both ways, Mr. Avon. What if we decrease taxes for large corporations? Our government budget will be hit, but in return, due to the sheer size of the economic contribution coming from these companies, it should be helpful in curbing the recession. I do think this is definitely a good option if we want to end the recession, especially with the current state of our budget. I think it's a viable idea. Upsetting the existing balance might be less than ideal. They better try to stay on my good side. Okay. We did promise the Richie Rich guy we'd cut taxes, right? I hate the idea of increasing taxes on small business, though. That seems stupid. I wish I could just but now I'm -2 in deficit, so. Oh boy. Small businesses stagnate. What was the overview? Small businesses stagnate. Large corporations are creating jobs. Okay. But it was our promise to the rich guys, so. Great, we have a brain drain now, so our smartest people are leaving the country. So what's up now? Visit the inspection schools in Laren. Rural development plan nears completion. Capitalism diverse forms or something, whatever. And Kingdom of Rumburg, what'd they do? They called me a threat to world peace. Those jerks. All right, we're going to go to school. Let him through. Mr. President, such an honor to meet with you. Shake hands and smile for the cameras. Welcome to our humble school. Sorry for the security guards. It's a necessity, standard procedure. Excellent. You must be Mr. Galde. It's a pleasure to meet you. And Mrs. Valda, so good of you to come all this way. At the entrance, the school's motto was inscribed in the walls in giant letters. Education is the premise of progress in all societies and all families. We walked through the gates. There were many students lined up in front of the stairs of the main building. As we entered, the students started singing the national anthem. Marvelous, my dear students. Looks more like a military institution than a school. Exactly. Uh-huh. Some discipline never hurt. That's true, but okay. Up to a point, perhaps. Look at these kids. Hey, listen, they're not goose stepping around, are they? I am a sword. My strength lies in my blood. I will respect our honorable elders, and I will protect the young. My life belongs to Sordland now, and will belong to it forever. Okay. Colonel Saul, the great swords. Morgana Vescor. I will nod. We don't need to clap. No one remembers it after they graduate. Why are you even here, Miss Valda? Why are you even here? Sit down, please. These are our top students and our top class. This here is my son. Okay. I want to be a general, sir. I will do whatever I can to not let that happen. This is nonsense. What are you teaching to these students? You'll make a fine soldier. You're raising soldiers, not students. I will immediately perform disciplinary actions. I'm sick of having to knit and sew while the boys learn science and chemistry. I'm smarter than all of them. Why do I have to take these stupid handcraft classes? Shut up. Let her speak. My math and reading scores are the best in the school, but they won't let me take the classes I want just because I'm a girl. I want to be a scientist, not some soldier's wife. You heard her, Mr. Principal. You'll make the necessary changes at once. No, we're not going to send her to prison. I am all for fostering the better education, especially if we have a brain drain because we're making education worse. Then we need to, for the kids who are in school, we need to be more efficient with the kids who are in school. So. Very well. Okay, so we kind of played the middle ground. We made sure that they made changes to the education at the school and the curriculum, but we also didn't like totally go along. Okay, I think we're still in this school, so we're going to see what the education reforms are. After the visit yesterday, I couldn't even sleep about that little boy and girl. I've never before been sure of my intentions to reform our education system. I agree, educational reform is necessary. Those students have to repeat the same soulless propaganda every single day. They're being brainwashed. Women like me, Leel's, Nia, even your wife, we had to use school study twice as hard. We need to bring change, free the minds of the youth. Very well, what do we need to do for reform? We need to keep politics out of the curriculum. Sol should only be viewed as a historical figure. Children shouldn't have to repeat his name every day. This is actively poisoning young, bright minds instead of thinking for themselves. They're learning to take things at face value. We also need to ensure boys and girls receive the same instruction. Handcrafts like knitting and sewing should be taught to both sexes or not at all. Sordland's youth must be technically skilled and capable for the next decade. That won't be possible with the amount of nationalistic indoctrination and narrow-minded thinking found in school today. Either we raise a generation for the challenges of the future or not. Which will it be, Mr. President? Lucian, what do you think? As much as I respect Colonel Sol, his time is past. Now is our time. I do think this might be the first step of a larger plan. I'm okay with reforming this system. I wouldn't want to get rid of all of the patriotism considering we're going to be at war soon probably, but I definitely think having a better, how did this woman get in here? Wait, who are you talking about? Are you talking about Ciara? She's my education secretary or something. Reduction of the education budget left our hands completely tied. We're in a budget crisis management situation. This has led us to think about allowing privatization to at least keep vital education services unaffected. What are the advantages of privatization? It'll give us sorely needed funds and increased competition among schools. It would be a lie to say that a decrease in the budget didn't force us to consider this. We just need the funds even though we don't like privatization. So what's your decision? Yeah, we'll somewhat privatize. Do I get some money back now? Yay, we got some money back. What was that? Different situations. Tourism industry at average activity level. Oh no, the economy's back down, I think. Education gap. Modernized teaching techniques. So we're privatizing education. It's causing an education gap, but we are supporting reforms. It does say consistent, so maybe it's not going down quite yet. Gas gum stagnant, some market challenges, fluctuating energy prices. Beth, thank you for the follow. Zarnell, thank you for the follow. Little Weather, thank you for the follow. Okay. So yeah. Okay, so the economy's not great. Teacher strike. Okay. Whatevs. Rooney Rural Development Investment. Oh my god, I don't have the money. Rooney Rural Development Investment is proposed by the Rural Development Minister to bolster Sordland's rural economies and secure the nation's food sustainability. So we can either do subsidies for new farms, mechanize existing farms, or initiate new crop research. Yeah, I guess we'll mechanize existing farms. I was -2 before, so I'll spend that budget. So we've been investing in some of our poorer regions, Grunite, and then we have the roadway being invested in the north. All right, she's working on education reform. That's fine. Gloria Tory Grand National Army. Okay. So now I've got to go convince the USP to support my reforms, huh? Yeah, me too, War. I'm definitely looking forward to the DLC. Today I had a private meeting with Gloria Tory, one of the leading figures of the USP. To get her approval for the proposal, she was key in reaching 150 signatures to propose new constitution. She has extensive controls within our party. Good morning, Miss Tory. Good to see you here, Mr. Rayne. Shouldn't you call me Mr. President? How are are you doing? I'm fine, Mr. Rayne. How are you? I'm very happy to see you. It's been a while. Indeed, Mr. President. So how does the presidential chair compare to the one in the assembly? Not as good as you imagine? It's better. What can I say? I'm sure it doesn't give your back pain the way ours do. Anyway, let's keep it simple, Mr. Rayne. We both know why you're here. You want me to give you my support. I don't see why the backbone of this party should support your rushed reforms. These reforms are very critical for the future of Sordland, Mr. Sword. I tend to disagree. That's what I think. I'm sure we can make a deal. Let's see if we can. I must say I like the changes regarding the appointment of ministers. That's one positive aspect. The fact that you're removing the possibility of your impeachment is not right. Giving yourself absolute immunity while in office is too bold. I don't see anything democratic here, Mr. President. Can you? What I see is a bright future for Sordland. We need to be united. Seems our understanding of democracy is very different. It'll benefit the party. I don't know if that's true. I don't know Gloria well enough to know lobbying firm, public speaking and debating, special advisor to the interior. She was a strong critic of President Alfonso's presidency, became famed for her obstructions in the assembly of some of his policies. Regarded as charismatic politician and a tough negotiator, she is credited for major lobbying incidents within the EOSP, which shifted the political landscape during the last decade. This doesn't really tell me what she wants. This will benefit the party? I continue to disagree. So what are you thinking about? You ready to make changes to your proposal, or should we keep talking past each other? I don't want to be impeached. She raised an eyebrow and then took a look at the proposal on her table. You know what? I feel extra generous today. I believe I can give you the help you require. Oh? Did playing hardball with her work? Conservatives will be expecting a lot from you. Of course. Good. I can get you the signatures you need for the proposal. I'll talk to the other conservatives. I hope there won't be any surprises, though, Mr. President. I assure you there's nothing you should be concerned about. I'll hold you to that promise. I just hope you won't continue Alfonso's destruction of the country with your economic policies. Of course, I can't guarantee that all the conservatives of the party will vote for you. I have serious reservations about privatizing healthcare or the sort of state corporation. The support of my faction can change. That'll depend on to some extent on your policies, but the signatures at least are as good as gathered. So she's opposed to privatizing healthcare, which we haven't done yet, or privatizing the sort of state corporation, which we also haven't done yet. Which policies make you concerned? You're completely against your efforts to privatize our educational institutions. Okay, well, I can't do anything about that. But we'll discuss that later. What we can expect from you is not to pursue further privatization. If you start privatizing healthcare or state-owned corporations, I doubt I can help you. I'm not Alfonso. Yes, different names, I guess. I believe I made myself clear. Thanks for stopping by, Mr. President. I hope you'll hold your promises. But now I need to get back to my duties. If you'll excuse me, Mr. President. Goodbye, Miss Torres. Thank you. Went outside and Serge drove me back to the palace where I met Lucien and told him about the progress I'd made with Gloria. Okay, that was not too bad. I'm not really sure what's going to come up, but I would rather not privatize healthcare. I'm not sure about the state corporation. Spend some time with Lucien and play chess, or go home to rest with the family. Don't play chess, relax at home with the family. I think I should spend time with the family. I'm trying not to get my wife to leave me, and I haven't exactly made her happy yet. CSP advocates dissolution of modern ITZ. Oh, it's a C trade zone. And they launched a satellite. Okay. Meeting with Albin Calvin on the planned reforms. All right, let's see what he's got to say. Walked in the left wing of the assembly and entered the quarters of USP. When I reached the meeting hall, I saw many of our members conversing inside. After taking a glimpse inside, I went back into the corridor to look for the office of Albin Calvin, which was around the back of the place. Mr. President, welcome. The whole room was surrounded by bookshelves packed with files and papers. It was a small office with books and dossiers lying on every corner. It felt claustrophobic. How's everything going, Mr. Calvin? It's a busy day. The party's been working very hard, Mr. President. Thank you for asking. How's it going at the palace? Feeling pretty good. That's great to hear. Our team was disappointed by the veto of the Workers' Rights Act. We worked day and night for weeks. Would have boosted your public opinion too, Mr. President. It wasn't a good time for drastic changes, which would also cost the government. It never is. Not sure how that'll reflect on the public opinion. I wouldn't imagine positively. It's just that we thought the palace wouldn't let us down. Anyway, sir, let's talk about the proposal. Thanks for coming here with my input, because there are some subjects where Gloria and I don't see eye to eye. I have to say that most of the progressives were already starting to warm up to you. Your attempt at changing the Constitution created quite a bit of excitement. One could dare to say an excitement that hasn't been felt since the 30s. Yet there's some issues with the current status of the draft proposal, so we may need to contain our excitement a little longer. I suspect that Mrs. Tory had a lot of influence on this proposal, but I can't support it in its current state. I need your support, Mr. Calvin. A fact I'm well aware of, but at this point, even my support wouldn't be enough. What do you mean? This proposal will have a hard time getting the support in the current status. You surely know that. First of all, we're concerned about where this proposal is heading. It aims to give you absolute immunity with no way of impeachment. I thought you were one of us, against soulism and the concentration of power. This is wrong. I'm against soulism. This law is necessary to protect me from the court. It'll not only protect you, but also your successors, Mr. President. This law has the potential to create another soul. This isn't how you curb the power of the old guard. This proposal instead gives more power to the executive. How is that any better than before? I'm open to discussing changes, but not to this law. It isn't about more powers, it's only protection. He'll say protection is a power. Let's look at the other issues first then. Reformists are expecting a reform about term limits. Why is that not included in the proposal? Term limits. I guess am I really, do I care too much about term limits? I guess I'm okay with term limits. Two term, I wish I could say 3, but we'll say 2. There might still be a way for me to get behind this. This is not enough, Mr. President. We can take another look over the draft. Perhaps there's something else you could offer me. Sure, I'll offer you something else. How about a position in my cabinet? I think we can achieve a lot if we lead together. Well, if you promise me the position of the vice president. He wants to be vice president, eh? I'm protected from impeachment, so sure. As long as I get your support. Thank you, Mr. Calvin. Sorry, Peter. We'll see. I'm sure I'll get an option to, like, not follow up on the promise. In comes Peter. I'm not going to say it in this speech, am I? I heard a rumor. Well, I'm protected from impeachment, so as long as we get the reforms and we get reelected, then who cares if he's mad that I don't follow through on my promise? Brothers and sisters of a united Sordland, I came here today to announce the agenda for our future for the future of our country. The Supreme Court is blocking the future of Sordland. Yet again, since President Sol has placed these judges there, they believe that they are the sole protectors of the Constitution and real leaders of Sordland, even though they weren't even elected. We must be brave enough to break the power over us and bring change to Sordland. I brought attention to the people's protests and slight decrease in popularity of the USP. I explained our proposal will only be beneficial for everyone. I asked for each and every member to vote to make a change together. I don't think I did a very good job on that speech. But I may have bribed my way to the vote anyway. With that being said, guys, that's going to do it for today's episode of Suzerain, the 2.0 update. I'm enjoying myself. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are below as we continue this series. Again, it was taken from a live stream on my Twitch channel, but I hope you guys are enjoying it. And until next time, as always, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.